But let's get to some moneyline underdog looks for today. Calabrese, I will throw it to you to kick things off.
UAB over North Texas is where I'm headed. The Blazers were a team that I was really high on in the preseason, and then they came out of the gate 3-4 straight up. And a big reason for that was that big Yaxel was not getting any support from his guards surrounding him. They lose some games that looked ugly early. They lose to Vermont. They lose to High Point, who's, a team that's proven throughout the season they've been pretty good. But really, it was just a question of, is there any support for Lendenborg this season? And he's finally getting it down the stretch. We just talked about the fact that there's injuries rampant across college basketball. Well, their top 8 players have played every game together this season. That's all 32 games, and that continuity is paying off down the stretch. It doesn't hurt that Yax is now playing at an All-American level, coming off a 30-point, 20 rebounds, 8 assists, 9 stock performance in the last game. That's like Shaquille O'Neal, David Robinson kind of bigs, performance. So that was absolutely insane. But when you look at the 2 meetings, they were both close. They beat UNC by 3 at home despite an awful shooting performance from the exterior, and they hung with them at the Super Pit, which is a very difficult place to win in Denton. The thing that I really took out of it was they can win at North Texas's pace. The Mean Green want to slow this down to a glacial pace. And the thing of it is, if UAB is successful in speeding things up, does UNC have enough offensively to hang around? The other element of it is UNC has one Achilles heel. They're incredible defensively, but you can still get them with second chance buckets. UAB had 27 offensive boards in their 2 meetings, and they're 18th nationally in extra scoring chances per game. So I think that's where this one's going to swing. I think there's too much value on UAB to win this one outright, a team that I've been high on really since, the American Conference play kicked off. And finally, like I said, it's not just Yaxel anymore. Jabari McGee is having a huge March, nearly doubled his scoring average this month. If he can continue to be hot from deep, I think they're going to have the goods to be able to get over the top here. So it could be the Blazers.
Yeah, I like UAB today too. Yaks he has to stay out of foul trouble. That's always a key thing with UAB, but an absolutely bananas stat line yesterday, as you alluded to. 30 points, 20 rebounds, 8 assists, 5 blocks, 4 steals, no turnovers, I think is what he finished with. That is just a crazy stat line, one of the best of the entire season. Greg, what underdog are you looking at today?
I'm going to do a terrifying thing that I really haven't done at all much this season. I'm going to fade Duke here. I'm going to take Louisville on the money line. I see it at plus 210. Look, the second half against Carolina was terrifying. And I think everyone involved, Duke fans, Shire, the players, everyone just wants to get to the finish line of this tournament. If they win a title, great along the way. But this team is gutted without Cooper Flag. I mean, he's obviously the best player in the country, but it should go without saying that if you remove that guy, it changes this team more than any other team in the country could be changed without one individual player. And without Brown as well, like this 2 point defense just isn't what it is with two of the best defenders in the country down low. UNC had a bunch of success. We know how bad that front court is. They shot like 60 something percent from 2 point range yesterday. To me, Louisville is a team that if you're going to take a shot on an underdog, you might as well take a team that has a bunch of 3 point variance. This number opening up at 5.5 makes me think there's a chance we get Rain Smith back as a Louisville backer today. He hasn't played in the ACC tournament yet. He's been listed as questionable the entire time. So I don't know. Maybe Pat Kelsey's pulling something there, maybe trying to just get to the championship game and bring him back. But if you're looking for a reason to believe that maybe the coin flip swings our way on shooting, Louisville hasn't had the nuclear shooting game yet. 34%, 27% from 3 in their 2 wins in this tournament. I think they're due for a good game. I think against Duke, you have to shoot threes. They'll be super comfortable shooting all those threes. And if you think about this matchup, they only played once this year. It was a competitive basketball game all the way back in December. Louisville was nowhere close to the team that they've become at that point. They were still fresh off of the prior injury. And they've just gotten really good. They've lost 2 games since then. They've clearly been the better team than Clemson, who was also a team that was able to pick off Duke earlier this season. So at over 2-1, I think it's worth a shot against a Duke team that is a shell of who they can really be in March.
Yeah, obviously Flag is the headliner, but Brown's versatility on defense will definitely be missed in certain matchups. He changed a number of road games for Duke with his defense this year. We saw that against Carolina in the road game. about a week ago when what he did to RJ Davis in the second half. So he'll definitely be missed on that end. Key injuries in the ACC worth paying attention to. You have Brain Smith, as you mentioned. He's huge just for their spacing and obviously his shooting. You have Hunter for Clemson. That's a big loss. And then obviously Duke with Brown and Flagg, who will be worth monitoring his status moving forward. I'm going to go, I'll get a little crazy here, and I'm going to go with Tulane. Maybe Memphis comes out here and lays an egg, but they're playing against a team that'll throw out a lot of junk zone, and maybe Memphis, second game in 2 days, comes out and just settles for a bunch of threes. I think that there's some high variance in this game. The rebounding does concern me a bit, but I think Tulane has a puncher's chance, especially if Memphis is settling all day, and they could force some turnovers here as well. So give me the green wave with a shot to get it done against Memphis. Maybe we'll have a bid stealer in that league. Not a lot of bid stealers so far. Haven't had one of those stories, the NC State last year. I think we had four or five bid stealers last year on this Saturday and Sunday. We'll see if any emerge today or tomorrow, but I think Tulane will have a shot here. Maybe Memphis comes out and isn't very sharp with a tourney bid already locked up.